Yesterday, the United States revealed what it is calling a plot by Russia to fabricate evidence of a supposed attack by Ukraine that would then be used as a justification for Russia to attack in retaliation. Here's what they're saying. Pentagon spokesman John Kirby said the scheme included production of a graphic propaganda video that would show staged explosions and use corpses and actors depicting grieving mourners. So they say that this isn't just a hypothetical thing. They have already seen evidence of it. This is something that is maybe now being headed off by the US revealing it, or maybe it wasn't quite ready to go, but they swear it was definitely something that was happening. And again, according to the United States government via the Associated Press, US intelligence shows Russia has launched a malign social media disinformation campaign against Ukraine and has dispatched operatives trained in explosives to carry out acts of sabotage against Russia's own proxy forces. So they would do a social media offensive backed up by, I guess, intentional friendly fire, or at least the idea of friendly fire against their own forces. So the US government very worried about this. But there are some issues, especially if you are familiar with the United States government and its intelligence apparatus. So there was a spokesperson from the State Department doing a press conference and got into it with Associated Press reporter Matt Lee. And you take a look at this video and we'll see what you think afterward.
Russia continues to engage in disinformation campaigns.
You made an allegation that they might do that. Have they actually done it?
What we know, Matt, is what I have just said, that they have engaged in this activity, in this planning activity. But let me because obviously this is not the first time we've made these reports public. We told you a few weeks ago that we have information indicating Russia also has already prepositioned a group of operatives to conduct a false flag operation in eastern Ukraine. So that, Matt, to your question, is an action that Russia has already taken.
It's an action that you say that they have taken, but you have shown no evidence to confirm that. And I'm going to get to the next question here, which is, what is the evidence that they play? I mean, this is like crisis actors, really? This is like Alex Jones territory you're getting into now.
Matt, this is derived from information known to the US government, intelligence information that we have declassified. I think you know.
Okay, well, where is it? Where is this information?
It is intelligence information that we have declassified.
Well, where is it? Where's the declassified information?
I just delivered it.
No, you made a series of allegations and statements.
Would you like us to print out the topper? Because you will see a transcript of this briefing that you can print out for yourself.
That's not evidence, Ned. That's you saying it. That's not evidence. I'm sorry.
So a little bit defensive, basically. Now this continued. And if you thought Ned Price, the representative right there from the State Department, was defensive in the first video, take a look at the advice that he provides to the AP reporter in this.
Matt, you said yourself, you've been in this business for quite a long time. You know that when we make information, intelligence information public, we do so in a way that protects sensitive sources and methods. You also know that we declassify information only when we're confident in that information. If you doubt the credibility of the US government, of the British government, of other governments, and want to find solace in information that the Russians are putting out, that is for you to do.
I'm not asking what the Russian government is putting out, and what is it supposed to mean?
The video, because US officials are describing very specific scenes, but do they actually have a video?
The fact that we are able to go into such great detail, obviously I'm not going to spell out what is in our possession, but I will leave it to you. I will leave that to your judgment, your imagination.
There are no facts that you've spelled out.
You can't leave it to their judgment. They asked you, you're saying you saw a video. Do you have a video? Well, I can't say what we saw. Could be a video, could be a ham sandwich, I don't know. No, you're talking about a video. Does the video exist? Have you actually seen it? They're asking specific questions and he is being wildly evasive. Like that is the sort of press briefing that I guess we should just get used to, and maybe we should be used to it, because that's generally the approach that most representatives of the Trump administration had toward the press. And so, look, we're left in a difficult situation here, because in response to the question from the State Department rep, do you question the United States government? Yes, we do, especially in topics like this, and especially when they might be taking some information they have, but then playing their hand. And so we're left in a situation where we have one of two things. We either have a false flag, which is what Russia might be doing, or we have the US pretending they're gonna do a false flag, which would be a false flag, which becomes a flag again, which they wanna wrap themselves in. So we're in a difficult position, Cenk. Which is it?
Yeah, so there's a little bit of irony in this, but overall I love it. So I'm gonna explain why I love it and what the irony is. So first of all, I don't think that what the Price is doing there, the Biden administration spokesperson there, is doing is extraordinary at all. It is what it normally happens in Democratic and Republican administrations. What's extraordinary is the reporter actually asking tough questions in a press briefing. That almost never happens. So, and NPR also asked tough questions of Psaki on similar issues, and they seem flummoxed by it. They're like, is that a reporter? Who let them in here? Like, why are they asking me super legitimate and slightly difficult questions? And he seems like bewildered that the reporter will not simply write down what the government spokesperson said as fact. And to be fair to him, generally that's what they do. So that's why it's a twist. He's like, reporters being reporters, and nobody could have seen this coming. And so as I saw that video, I was like, yes, finally, yes. So we beat up on the corporate press all the time, but if they do the right things, we love it. We love it. We can't get enough of it, right? Now the irony is, my guess here, and we're only guessing because there's no actual facts, is that they're not lying. Okay, now why do I guess that? Because it's not a normal lie for the American government. A normal lie for the American government is, well, it just happened, by the way. We killed the leader of ISIS, and 10 people were dead, 6 children and 4 women, at least 10 civilians dead. And we say, oh yeah, the ISIS leader killed them. Did he? Or did we kill them and you don't want to take responsibility yet, right? So that is a very normal lie from the American government. We have a specific plan for a video of a false flag operation is not at all normal. And so if they're saying that, they probably have it. Okay, but we should not take their word for it. And that's not how journalism works. So that's why I say it's a little bit ironic. And I get if they have it, why they would say it so the Russians can't use it. If you say it afterwards, it sounds like a conspiracy theory. If you say it's a false flag operation, if you say it ahead of time, it does neutralize it.
Is it stronger if you show it?
Well, that's the which gets to the third point, which gets back to why it was such a great set of questions. Because, well, wait, is it a video or is it a plan to make a video? Right? Do they already have the video? Because if you showed it, boy, that would be really persuasive, right? And I get that you want to protect your sources and methods, but when he said, the government spokesperson said, are you doubting our credibility? I mean, it's such a hilarious moment, but yeah, of course we are. That's the job of a reporter, is to doubt your credibility. And he said, oh, I guess you could take solace in taking the word of the Russian government. That's not what he said. He's not supposed to take the word of any government. And you trying to do a smear job McCarthyite attack in accusing a reporter who's asking you a legitimate question. Oh, I guess you're taking solace. No, dude, nobody's taking solace with the Russians or ISIS or any of that. You guys are jokes. And then, but my favorite part, Adrian, was when he said, we just declassified it. And the guy's like, great, where is it? He's like, I just said it. He's like, that's not declassifying it, that's just you saying it. Come on, don't insult our intelligence.
It was definitely very entertaining, just because Cenk, I think you're absolutely right. The representative expected just for the media to simply take it and run with it. And they were unwilling to do that, where they actually wanted facts and supporting information and evidence, and would not just kind of be a speaker for the US government with whatever they're trying to do in terms of, whether it's neutralizing the potential video from the Russians or whatnot. But it's very funny. I really do love that line of, you just don't trust us? Like, hell no, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Oh, where have they been?
But at the same time, we have to keep it real. It's very easy to just reflexively assume that the US government must be lying, which in this case necessitates, well, obviously Russia wouldn't be lying. No, either or both could be lying. Governments lie. Yes, the US government lies, that's definitely true, but they're hardly unique in that. They're not trailblazers in governments deceiving their people. So let's not be smooth-brained in either direction. And the further difficulty of our position is that obviously we can't directly check the information. We can't even get it like 2 layers away from it, aside from whatever Ned Price decides to declassify via vocalization. Like, we don't know, we're left to speculate, but we bring to that speculation the experiences we've had with US government propaganda and the propaganda of other countries leading up to this year.
Yeah, so guys, you always have to use your judgment. There's no way around it. Do governments lie? All the time. Do reporters tell you that governments lie? Very rarely. Okay, unless you're watching TYT, in which case we're super honest about it. And in fact, by the way, there's a lot of people that are in independent media who say no. The right wing will say only foreign governments lie, or at least they used to say that, right? Now there's some people pretending to be on the left who say only the American government lies. That's a preposterous point. Of course they all do. And then you go to false flags. Do they exist or don't they exist? People love to think simplistically and go, well, they either all exist or none of them exist. Or maybe some of them do and some of them don't, and we have to use our judgment and reporting to find out which one is which. So did the Turkish government do a false flag operation? Or were they considering a false flag operation in Syria? Yes, ministers were caught on tape talking through how they would attack their own military post that was across the border, pretend that the other side did it, and use it as an excuse to attack. Let alone the Gulf of Tonkin and 1,000
Northwood.
Yes, and there's plenty of historical evidence of false flag operations launched by different governments throughout the world. Does that mean that everything's a false flag operation? Of course not, of course not. Was Sandy Hook a false flag operation? False flag for what, right? No, that's absurd, that's insane, and has no evidence to back it up at all. So, but to me, the most telling part of this was how surprised Ned Price was. And that gives you a sense of how awful journalism has been in Washington for so long, that when he got a normal question handed to him, along with his ass, he was bewildered.
Yeah.
A reporter asking a legitimate question, it's never happened before. And that's why he seemed to try to intimidate him with, are you working for the Russians? Absurd.
He got declassified live, actually. That's how that works.
Okay, now, ironically, I'm going to answer this question maybe differently than some of you will, but I don't know. That's why we're asking. So we're doing a poll, tyt.com/polls. Do you think US intelligence is lying about Russia's false flag operation? You could think that Ned Price was a jackass, and you could think that he was very wrong and disrespectful to the press, and still think that he might be telling the truth about the false flag operation. I probably do, right? But by the way, I might be ridiculously naive. So I'm curious what you guys think. That's why we do the polls, tyt.com/polls. And whenever we talk about polls, petitions, or anything else like that, if you're watching this video on one of the platforms, YouTube, Facebook, etc., check the description box, because you'll see the link as an easy way to click and vote on those.
Yeah, and my final point is, in addition to the different ways that you can go towards that poll, you can also think that it's possible that the Russian government is either as the main thing they're gonna do or as some sort of backup, have a false flag and not want us to invade in response.
Yes.
You can identify that and not want us to invade Moscow. I know this isn't going out to our audience, they understand that, but there are very stupid people online, so let's just make that explicit.
Yeah, and I'll just triple down on US and Russia and China could all have imperialist ambitions. And we could be against all of their imperialism, not just some of them.
Why do you want to invade them, Cenk? Why? Anyway.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.